In a world where two friends decided to watch movies from their youth, then decided to start a podcast about it, we present to you the Movie Test of Time. A podcast about the only medium that matters, the movies. Presenting your hosts, America's sweetheart, Beth Martin, and Irish ruffian, Andy Young. Hello, that's us, your defeated and determined hosts. This week looking at Falling Down. Beth, a pleasure as always. What's the crack?
So I've been single parenting kind of for 2 weeks. Mike came home for 2 days and then left again. So I'm just doing a lot of driving people where they need to go and appreciating Mike for all the things that he does when he's home. So I'm also planning to come and see you in a few weeks. So we've been working on that, and we're going to go. Have you been? So Mike and the kids and I are coming to the UK. We're going to go to Oxford for a week. We're going to go to Northern Ireland to see Andy for a week, and then we're going to go to London for a week. So this is our big family trip. The kids have never. I mean, they don't they go to Oregon and they go to. Maria. It's like time for them to. I can tell with both of them, they're in this kind of just like. They're both just growing, and I want them to get out of this country and see the rest of the world. So it's a good thing. So, question for you. So we just got tickets to go down to Ireland to see Newgrange, which is this super old bulbousness with caverns, right? It's like a grassy knoll, but with no assassination connotations. I don't know what to call it.
This is an interesting way into what Newgrange is.
I know.
Beth.
What is it? It's
an
older,
ancient tomb.
Thank you. But it's like, I don't know. You guys have these like knolls that are grassy. Do you call them knolls?
I suppose we do. Yeah.
Okay. Well, there's one in Oxford too, at the prison.
Like, what is a knoll? All right. Let me look.
Okay, look it up. So. We're going to this knoll. Have you been? My question is, have you been there before? Have you seen? No, I have not. Never. Okay. Never. I felt like I was buying. So it's like the way that they've got this website. It's like every day they release the next day, 30 days in the future. Yeah. And so you got to be like ready at midnight, and the tickets go like hotcakes right now. Apparently, because it's summer. So I was like,
I think especially because it's summer. Yeah.
So Andy was like, if you could do it at 4 p.m. your time, that'll be midnight. And so like Mike was like, granted he's in Spokane, but he was like, he knows how to buy Burning Man tickets. So he's like, should I log on at the same time? And I was like, yes, you should. And like whoever gets the tickets first, like you just hope that you're in the queue. So we got the tickets. But then you were like, I'm excited. Or you said something along the lines of like, yeah, I'm excited to see it finally or something. And I was like, this is new for you too. Okay. I like new.
Yeah, me too.
Okay.
I mean, like it's
Had
something
you
that
seen
has long...
Stonehenge before?
No.
Oh, but that's right. And I got mad at you for it.
Yes, this is
true. Well, maybe we'll see Newgrange and I'll be mad at you then too.
Yeah, it's smart. Just find reasons to be mad at me. So first things first, a knoll is a small rounded hill or a mound of earth. Okay. You need to get that out of the way. It has been long on my list. I mean, like, there isn't. It's embarrassing how little of Ireland I've seen.
It's all good.
I think that like a couple of years ago, I think it was in COVID times when it was tough to do anything. That's when I took my dog Sasha and we like drove down the West Coast, which I had never done, and there's so many beautiful things down there, so I have seen more of it now. But like, it's like I think so many people in so many places, like, your area, a little bit around there, and you don't tend to go much further, and it's such a shame.
Proud of you.
So like, thank you. And I think that like I'm excited that we're, it's great. I'm happy that we're all going to get to see it together, as my first experience seeing it, so it's great. I'm really looking forward to it. Like I say, it's long been on my list, so yeah, it'll be nice.
I'm excited too, and I'm excited we got the tickets. I have to tell you about the tarantula.
Okay.
So I came home. It's the last day of school. I came home, and Mike was like, before I got the kids, and I had this whole plan. I think I told you. I can't believe I didn't tell you this about the tarantula.
Mm-mm.
Okay, so I had all of I buy like 4 or 5 inflatables at the beginning of every summer, and that
Yeah, they have
hopefully
a
last us.
ridiculous. Even like I was there a few years ago, and the number of inflatables were insane.
Well, a lot of them we inherited with a house, and I was like, sure, we need all these like, you know, some of them are really random or like cup holders, and you're just like, whatever. Anyways, so I got a bunch. I got a giant pizza slice. We've got Fangel the flamingo. The kids name everything. We got a crocodile. It doesn't matter. So I like inflated everything. I was like, my whole plan was to inflate everything, and they were gonna walk home because they were both super bummed. And this was like the same day we went to see Masters of the Universe.
This was the last day of school, wasn't it?
I didn't tell you this part. Oh my god. Okay, so I just sent Andy a photo of the tarantula. Maybe I'll post it. I'd probably not. But
yeah.
So Mike's like, I walk in the house and there's a dead tarantula laying on the counter. And I was like, is that a toy? And he's like, no, it's a dead tarantula. I found it in the pool. I was like, okay. He's like, yeah, it was floating upside down. And, you know, I like laid it out in the sun for 10 minutes and it didn't move. And so like, I was going to scare the kids when we got out of school. And I was like, no, don't take my inflatable moment away from me. I was like, go, like, put it outside. Or he's like, I could put it on Harper's pillow. I was like, whatever. But, like, don't ruin my moment of them, like, walking in the door and being like, summer started, right?
Yeah.
Master of the universe. And he's like, okay, so he's like, her bed or outside. And so he put it on the table that we have, like, under the overhang outside. Kids come in, blah, blah, blah. School, yay, snacks. I was like, let's do pool time. And then I'm sitting out there. And there's a napkin, but nothing on it. And so I text Mike, he's in a meeting, and I'm like, where's the tarantula? And he's like, it's on the table on the napkin. And I was like, it's gone. It's gone. And he's like, maybe a hawk got it or something. And I'm like, on a black tarantula on a black table under an overhang. I was like, in like an hour, that's unlikely.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you remember like the seating area, but like, it's like a table with sides. You can't see what's underneath it, but I'm like sitting there typing and I've got my toes underneath this table. And he comes out and I don't think anything about it. I'm like, whatever, tarantulas. Then Mike comes out and he's like, where is it? And I'm like, it's gone. It's not, it's, you know, maybe you're right, a bird. And he looks under the table and he's like, holy fucking shit. And he's like, it's there and it's definitely flipped over and it's definitely alive. And like, it's like, it had no fur, but its fur was like extended and it was like under there. So we got a Tupperware container. Like we had to like move the whole table and get it. Like, I don't know if you guys have bees. I'm sure you have bees, but like the way we catch bees without harming them is you get like a piece of paper and a cup if it's in your house, and you put the cup over the bee, and then you slide the paper between the glass and the bee, and then you cut both and you take it outside and you let it go free. Or spiders. So that's what we did with the tarantula. But I just sent Andy this photo of Mike holding the tarantula under the Tupperware container next to Harper's head. And she's like, yeah. So we're just saving shit over here. So I went down in the gully and I put the tarantula under a rock, and hopefully it is now deciding to be monogamous and not give birth to baby tarantulas.
Oh, that would be nice.
I know.
That would be nice.
So that's the crack.
I think, like, because tarantulas are supposed to be, like, fairly chill, I think, is my understanding.
They are venom. Like, Mike was like,
they are venomous?
He was like, when it was flipped over, I could see its fangs on its butt or whatever. And I was like, we watched Arachnophobia, Andy, so we're arachnid experts. So yeah, they can be. I mean, they're not as bad as like a rattlesnake, but they're definitely native here. So I have tarantulas. Maybe I'll get one as a pet.
Yeah. That's interesting. Yeah. So apparently they don't. They bite. They do bite. It's rare and typically as a last resort. Yeah. So it's not something they like to do.
I didn't get bitten, so I'm like cool.
This is the thing that, like, to me, so many people, especially in this country, are like, oh God, you know, I'd so love to live in somewhere with hot weather and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I don't think you have thought about the whole experience of hot weather, which is there's so many fucking crazy critters that come with hot weather. Do you know? Like, I don't particularly like the bugs in this country, and the bugs in like fucking Taiwan or Korea, it's just a whole extra level of nightmare. It's like there's mosquitoes, they're everywhere, and they're gonna get you.
They
And
are.
that's gonna happen all the time. And like, we do have mosquitoes here, but they're rarer, you know. But
We have
it's a
mosquitoes
nightmare.
everywhere here. I'm sorry, you brought up Taiwan. I saw,
Yes.
I don't know if you know, the president of Taiwan has a crop top fetish.
Okay.
So you might.
Yeah, well.
I saw it today. I was probably on Reddit again. I have a guilty pleasure habit. And someone was like, the crop tops are back. And he's just like walking around with those like his Paris Hilton like 90s jeans that are like low, like below belly button, also wearing crop tops. I don't know. It's a thing.
Okay, I need to look into this.
What's the
is a-
crack with you?
I just a quick, so like basically, so a quick story, a quick bug story of Taiwan
Okay.
for a couple of different things. Like, I saw some fucking massive spiders in that country. There was like these two palm trees. At one point, the spider, and like a significant distance between the two palm trees. I would say like a
Jumped.
meter and a half.
Did it jump?
And it didn't jump. No, it had built a web between those two and was just sitting in the middle. And I'm like, wow. I think it was a globe spider. I can't recall. But the other one for me was where I parked my scooter. There was a hornet's nest that was there's like in the awning, a hornet's nest formed, and it was always getting kind of sketchy getting your bike in and out, and for whatever reason it wasn't dealt with. And at one point I was taking off, like I was, you know, heading to work.
You had a
taking
scooter?
off.
I'm sorry, back
Yeah, I
up.
did.
You had a fucking scooter in Taiwan?
That's just how you kind of
I
had to do
know.
my.
It's terrifying.
It's very terrifying. And there's so many there, and driving
That's
over
the
there was
thing.
a
There's
real
so
baptism of
many.
fire.
Yeah, you've done some driving.
Like at the I'll get back to that, but like at one point I was about to take off, and like basically on the handles, one of the handles, there was a hole on both sides, basically at either edge, and one of the hornets, I saw it as I was putting my helmet on. I saw this hornet land on the handle and then crawl inside the hole, and I'm like, God fucking damn it! I'm like, now I'm gonna have to drive with this thing, possibly going to poke its head out, go hiya, and like hornets are no joke. So that was not fun. It did eventually just disappear. It just eventually came out, and because I was driving fast enough, it just kind of like vanished, you know. But that was
I'm sorry.
deeply sketchy.
Have you ever been stung by a bee?
Yes.
Okay.
And I've been stung by a wasp a few different times.
Okay. Just asking.
Okay. So, oh yeah, the
Scooter.
So
You drove a scooter.
scooters, yeah. The one last thing was like, so basically before I had to do my test as well.
You had to get
before I
like
could
a
drive one legally.
scooter license? Do you still have it?
Possibly. I don't know where it would be, but it probably somewhere.
Oh, I have a favor. I have a favor to ask. I might have to ask you offline. There was something that you had from South Korea, your time in South Korea. It was a little book that someone made about your time together, and it was like, you're like, oh, check this out. And I was the scrapbook. I need to see it again. I need to see it again.
That was the one. No. I think that was from Australia.
Is it Australia? Okay. I told Claudia that story, and she was like, what? Because I bigger topic, but I need to see it again because I need to see it again. So put that on our list of things to do.
Yeah. That's a keepsake. I'm gonna keep forever. That one is nuts.
Yeah.
Right.
Sorry.
So, basically for the scooter thing, the test, basically before I did it, it was basically like ludicrously easy, like anyone could pass. But like as a result, how people drove in Taiwan was a nightmare, especially in scooters. It was a real disaster. So they added in an extra thing, and it was only a few years prior to me taking the test, where you had to like, it was a fairly short distance, and you had to basically make it from A to B in this kind of fairly narrow track. And you couldn't go. It had to be over 10 seconds. So basically, you had to show that you could control the bike at low speeds and kind of keep it straight. And it was tough. And I did it. I think I did it my very last. It was like you had 3 goes. First 2, bit of a mess. Just made it my 3rd one, and it was such a relief. But yeah, interesting experience.
I think I'm wrong about the president wearing crop tops.
Okay, we need to.
I gotta correct that really quick.
Right, we need to move on.
Sorry.
That's okay.
That's.
I was looking at the time.
I know. Okay.
Attempted to look at it.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Okay, so sorry, President of Taiwan, you don't have crop top fetish.
Maybe you should think about it, though. Maybe you should think about it. So
don't get on Reddit.
Just very quickly, my what's a crack is that I've seen Toy Story 5.
Oh,
I liked it.
I made fun of it. Okay, in the last episode.
Yeah, you did.
Was I? Am I raising my kids right?
Yeah, you are. It's it's interesting because it's like, it's not so much technology's awful. It's kind of just about how transient all things are. So both toys and technology, but it's also about like, treasuring the time that you do have to spend with people and things like that. I've enjoyed all those movies. I thought it was a good entry, and like, even though I think both 4 and now 5, people were like, all right, you told your story, what are you doing? But like, I enjoyed it. I had a good time with it.
I saw they're selling iPads that look like the character of the iPad.
Lily Pad?
Yeah.
That makes sense. Makes sense.
And everyone's like, what are you doing? I gotta get off Reddit.
Yeah,
Get off Reddit. They tell you things like, the president of Taiwan has a crop top fetish with photos. And I was like, that's so weird. Sorry. Okay, I have a Curran. Sorry.
Okay, please.
Okay,
go for it.
so I've got a little bit of a theme going with myself this week, I guess. It's all about me and animals and me saving animals and tarantulas. So my best friend Becca, who is now super on our listing weekly list, she says that your Ace Ventura meets Snow White nickname is bad. You call me Snow Ventura.
You mean the portmanteau? Oh yeah.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
The portmanteau is off. So Becca, she used a big word that I don't know what it is. Yeah. So she suggests white snowflake, or just snowflake works in general. Ace White, Snow Ventura, Snowhorn, Doc Finkel, Princess Ventura, Dan White, Princess Finkel, or Princess Dan. She went all the way into the movie, like Dan Finkel, which is like, Anyways. Okay. So there you go.
My rebuttal is, how about Princess Snow Ventura?
Princess Snow. Becca, what say you?
Becca, you can think about that.
Yeah,
you can have it. You can let me know what you think. We can workshop this. Yep. We'll get there. Yep.
Okay, so I will let her know to listen to this episode. Okay, so I know we're over. I do have so much what's occurring. So
I mean, you can see some for next.
I think I might have to. So I'm now creating a new category.
Okay.
Of what's occurring. This is called the Last Exit to Nowhere quiz.
Okay.
I'm gonna sponsor this by the Tyrell Corporation.
Sure.
So, are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is where we have a listener, our top fan, that sends these questions in, and Andy has to guess which movie.
Oh God. Okay.
Okay. Sorry, Andy has no preparation. I'm sweating.
No. I like
and
it.
I've got the answers. Okay.
I'm that sort of movie nerd. That's how my brain works.
Okay,
so, yeah.
You can call yourself a cinephile. That's kind of the category we're in now. Okay. I'm not. All right. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
He tries to, he sends once he's got 4 of them. I don't know if that works for time, maybe 3 or even 2. Or I can break them up. Okay, doesn't matter. I'll figure it out. So, Last Exit to Nowhere quiz, as part of What's Occurring, sponsored by the Tyrell Corporation. I made that up myself. Okay. Just based on why he thinks it's funny. Okay. I'm not saying you get more conservative as you get older or anything, but the notion that the Chinese Communist Party would voluntarily give secret advanced technology to help bring Mark Watney home was the single most far-fetched part of that story.
Oh. It's The Martian.
Yes, they're so good. I would get none of these.
There is something quite optimistic about that movie that just like you're like I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, it's impossible. Like we just watched Project Hail Mary, and I was like, loved it, but also, you
if
just
only.
like
if only this dystopian world I'm looking
like
at,
throwing rocks in space, and you're like, got it, cut it. Yeah. Anyways,
you know, if only that was, if our world was a bit more like that dystopian world, that would be nice.
Yeah, right. You're not wrong. Okay, number 2. I'm not saying you get more conservative as you get older or anything, but Captain Ramsey had orders to launch in hand, and Commander Hunter's subsequent hesitancy just got in the way of the USS Alabama doing the whole world a favor.
Oh, I know this and I can't think.
First letters starts with a C.
Is it Crimson
Yes! Tide? You're so good. And he spelled favor with a U.
Of course he does. That's how you spell favor. on this
I'm learning these things, right?
Podcast?
It is. Most people are well, we can talk about that later. Okay. Ready? Number 3. I'm not saying you get more conservative as you get older or anything, but every time I watch an SAC SOG operative Matt Graver speed across the U.S.-Mexico border, as well as all of his other colorful activities, I agree with his self-assessment that he's special.
Huh. I don't know why I don't know.
Okay.
I really don't know.
Okay. That's okay. I literally, like, all of these, I'm like, okay. Sicario 2.
Okay.
Strictly speaking, but Sicario would also work. So I didn't even know there was the Sicario 2. Sorry, Top Fan. Yep. Don't hate us. Okay, number 4. I'm not saying you get more conservative as you get older or anything, but having Harry Tasker vanquish Crimson Jihad in a Looney Tunes manner with the arch villain Aziz literally strapped to a missile is exactly the kind of contaminable.
What's going on?
Contaminable mocking approach. You can't blame me for not getting this. Sorry, I'm dying laughing. Okay, I'm missing all my pages. Stop it. Okay.
Beth.
Oh God.
Beth. Okay, I know the answer to this question.
Okay, what is it?
It's True Lies.
I don't even know if that's true.
It's definitely True Lies. 100% it's True Lies. Don't worry, I know it. Because, it's 100% true.
Okay, now I'm on the... Okay, good job. Good job.
Thank you.
I don't know if I want to talk about this movie. That's part of my problem.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, this is what's happening?
Yes.
Okay.
Sometimes I avoid. I'm avoiding.
Simply move on.
Okay, fine.
And talk about this movie. Yeah. So, we're getting to our subject of this week. We're having a fun time in the sun with our summer season.
Guys, you're not allowed to watch fun movies.
Too nice a time, I say. So it's time
to
eat our vegetables and watch Falling Down. Now, Falling Down is a film, from 93? It was exactly the same year as Dazed and Confused.
Yeah.
So, my relationship to this film is that as a kid, there were... I'm pretty certain it was like a petrol station, like a gas station, as you would call it, like a petrol station type thing, where like you basically, whatever you filled up, you also got like vouchers, and like vouchers you could get like certain kind of VCRs, you know the type of thing they would have done back in the 90s. So this was one of the VCRs that we had. We had this, we had like Demolition Man, we had...
Like VHS?
I really remember. Yes.
Okay.
And so as a result, I've seen this film quite a few times. Probably because it's an 18, I think, isn't it?
I need to start. You were right about True Lies. It was R. So and this came out in 93.
18 in this country in that case, yeah. But it's I think I had I wonder how much this film shaped me actually.
Dude, you're not the only one. You're not the only one.
That's an interesting question. I really need to examine
here. So Go ahead.
Do you want to give us a quick synopsis in terms of
so
what this film is?
Basically, an ordinary man reaches his breaking point and starts lashing out against the various flaws he sees in society. Is that's as basic as I could get.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's very
guy on IMDb.
I wrote it's very Dennis Leary coded.
I wrote something else. I was like, this feels like a movie MAGA would love.
I was like, I actually wrote down, D-fans would definitely be MAGA. That's the thing that I wrote. He 100% would. He'd be one of the guys who'd be like, oh, all the racist stuff is terrible, but actually that Donald Trump guy's got some pretty good ideas.
Well, and that now I'm like watching this, I felt violated because it's so close to, I don't know. Okay, so it came out in 93. I remember like watching this with all my dude friends in high school, like over and over and over and over and over again.
Oh, so you've also seen it many times?
Many times. Same thing. It was just kind of one of those, like, so last week we did, I already forgot what we did last week. We did Dazed and Confused. And that was another one of those movies that we would just watch all the time. And it was kind of like always on, or someone would be like, do you want to watch Falling Down? And we'd be like, yeah. But it's so close. It's like it mirrors what is happening in my country so much that it's so uncomfortable for me.
It is scary how, while like 30 years later, not much has changed in a lot of the themes in this movie. But I think it's like it's so, to me, emblematic of the type of film that people watch and then go and take all the wrong messages from it. I
agree.
You know?
Thank you.
Like, oh, isn't Defense cool? He's a badass. And he's like, he's not cool. He is a broken man who has clearly hurt people, who has anger issues. You know, there's not many paths for him to like deal with those anyway. But like, in no way should this guy be seen as a hero at all.
I think. Well, we'll get into like the ripple effect that this movie had on just like pop culture. That's interesting.
Okay, I don't know a ton about that.
Yeah, I looked into it a little bit, and I was like, "Holy shit!" So it's like you know, we do this assuming all of you guys know that what we're talking about. So you've seen it. He's a fucked up dude, and he does fucked up shit, and you know. But I think the idea is that like you know, he's upset with things, he has a nervous breakdown, and what does it take for someone to get to their breaking point, and then what does that look like? And it's kind of like a study of that, but also it's like a larger societal, there's like like theses on this movie.
It's interesting. I'm just going to talk a little about the director.
Please do.
But I just want to read the Google description of this because I feel like it paints a very different picture. Or it really kind of speaks to what we're talking about here, because it says, William is an unemployed defense worker who is frustrated with the various flaws he sees in society. Good work, Google AI. He begins to crack down and fight back against the everyday injustices that he encounters. That makes him sound heroic. That's not good. Or at least an anti-hero, which I don't think he is.
Okay, you already know what the problem is here, don't you? You're reading Google AI.
Yeah, it's true.
Get out of that. Okay. Get out of here with that shit. We don't use AI. Like, I literally, if it says like AI, I can't.
I presume this about things written by AI because fucking everything is
but you're not wrong, because it's all it does is it just like grabs everything and it's like, this, the majority say this, so this is true. So the majority are saying what you just said, which is fucked up.
Okay. So this was directed by Joel Schumacher. My enemy forever. I will explain why in a second. Okay. So he started as a fashion designer and entered film making as a production and fashion designer. So like, you know, he I think he just wanted to like work in the fashion field, but then ended up like using those skills in the movies. He rose to prominence in movies like Lost Boys and Elmo's Fire and Falling Down. So like he has a like litany of like really interesting projects in his like background.
I had no idea.
He is also responsible for ruining the 90s Batman franchise. Now, that is perhaps a little bit of editorializing on my part.
I feel that. I feel that very deeply.
I was so excited for Batman Batman Forever, because like I loved so much the first two Tim Burton movies, and then
they were
he was
fabulous
from this. And this was a time when I had no idea who a director was, or probably not much of an idea. And I was so excited for Batman Forever, and then it was so disappointing.
That was with Poison Ivy and like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I think that's Batman and Robin. Batman Forever is Jim Carrey as the Riddler and Tommy Lee Jones as Two-Face, I believe.
Who was playing Batman?
That was Val Kilmer.
Right. Oh, right. Oh. Joel Schumacher did us dirty.
So yeah, so that's why he's my enemy forever.
Okay, yeah, I agree. Agreed. Enemy forever.
Enemy forever. Sorry,
Joel.
Oh, he is dead. R.I.P.
Oh, okay. And he's dead. Okay, well, yeah.
He did my boy Batman dirty. He's, another chill guy talking about chill dudes. Another normal chill guy, Batman.
So chill. So normal.
Okay.
I'm gonna hang out in my bat cave. Sure. Again, I get that line all the time. My God.
I'm gonna like, I guess, get another orphan to fight crime for me. Cool, man. That's real cool. It's a real cool thing to do. Anyway, Beth, do you want to like tell them a little bit more about the story?
I do. So, it was written by, I don't want to mispronounce his name, but I think it's Ebb. It's Ebbe, Ebro Smith.
Okay.
Who also wrote Turner and Hooch.
Yeah.
Where the dog dies.
Oh,
Unforgivable.
Spoiler.
Unforgivable. The Big Easy, which I actually did enjoy. So he wrote the script in 10 weeks. What can I do in 10 weeks? Nothing. Nothing. That's good job. So he saw something on the news involving a truck driver who was like ramming cars on the highway, like a semi-truck driver. I know you guys have those. Just in different, like more of them, but like I think gas is just more expensive over there. So anyways, so he almost sold it to HB. So he wrote the script. He was like, based on this dude that was just like, had a conniption and was just like using his semi-truck as a weapon. Tried to sell it to HBO. It got turned down by every studio. But then the president of production at Warner Brothers stopped the sale. And yeah, I mean, he was friends with Michael Douglas, and he was like, no, we need to make this into a feature film. But the filming of this actually like was difficult because it was happening at the same time as the Los Angeles riots. So they had to get special permission to shoot. That like California is much different than it was then, but like because I was like they're on the Venice Pier, and I'm like, that's not the Venice Pier. They have like hot dog on a stick and all of the rides, but back then, no, it was closed to the public, and it was a piece of shit, and it was falling apart. So they got special permission to be there, but it was like this whole movie was filmed in production, and that pier shot was filmed on the day that the 1992 LA riots broke out, which in our country was like a very big deal.
Yep.
So, okay. So then, there's an interview less than a week before Falling Down's release. So Ebb Rose-Smith gave his interpretation of what the movie was about, which is good for us to know, everyone. He said to me, sorry, I'm reading these are his words. To me, even though the movie deals with complicated urban issues, it is really just about one basic thing. The main character represents the old power structure of the U.S. that has now become archaic and hopelessly lost. For both of them, it's an adjust or die time.
I like that. Nice.
Yeah. Okay. Heavy. Sorry. We're trying to liven it up, but it's a heavy topic.
It is.
Heavy, lively.
I think, comparatively, like, considering some of the films we've done in recent months, it's like, it has, like much more of a, like, popcorny kind of, like...
It's not a comedy, but it's kind of a dark
It is like, and it's like because whereas like something like Leaving Las Vegas, or Wild at Heart feel quite like dark in ways, like dark and dangerous in ways. This still feels kind of like goofy and silly in a lot of ways. It's just really grappling with like some really heavy shit.
Yeah.
So composer for this movie was James Newton Howard. It was a name I was kind of partially familiar with, but I didn't know super well. But like looking into him, he's a composer and a music producer who has had like just a really incredible career in movies. Like he has done so much. One of these guys who you'll probably see his name crop up a lot. He worked with why is the name escaping me? But on the first two Batman movies for Christopher Nolan, with
Christian Bale.
Nope, the composer for those.
Don't remember.
Hans Zimmer.
That guy. Who? Who?
So
who the fuck is?
Zimmer,
I know who.
Yeah.
I was gonna say who the fuck is Hans Zimmer, but I know.
Yes. So Hans Zimmer. He worked with him on those movies, but he also did things like Pretty Woman, The Fugitive, and Sixth Sense.
Oh, jeez.
So like he's had his fingers in many different sort of like, big movies, big sort of movies that made like a lot of money.
We need to watch The Sixth Sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. I'm adding it.
Okay, love it. But yeah, I think a kind of like because this movie is such a summary movie, and it's like in terms of like it's
LA Summer. Hey,
the one that I always think of is Predator 2, where everybody's just sweating the whole time.
Yes.
And it's the same sort of thing. It's like really saturated colors. Everything's really kind of blown out.
Yes.
And I think it's really it looks really effective, and I think the music really kind of complements that.
I made a note. This is before California cracked down on emissions. It's like the whole city is just like banked in pollution.
Yeah.
And that's a metaphor.
It is.
So,
So, a few different things. I mean, basically everybody in this movie sucks. Like
as a character or as an actor?
Yes, as a character. I would say that with the exception of Robert Duvall's character, who is our chief detective, he's wonderful in it.
God, he's so good in this role.
He's so great in it. So great.
And God, he was so fucking good. I love him so much.
Nearly every other male character in this movie is an asshole, like a real fucking piece of shit. And it's like the police, especially her. So he has this partner. So he's basically. It's very a lot of cliches in this film in terms of like
white man
it's his
privilege.
Character's last. Yeah, well that's
true. No,
but
for Robert Duvall's character.
Robert Duvall's character.
Well,
his last day on the job.
What's up with the? Okay, can you? I wrote down. Okay. It's his last day on the job, but there's like what lore? I want to know more about cop lore because everyone's like, "Oh, it's your last day. You're gonna get killed," and that was like the joke throughout the whole movie. Oh, it's your last day. You're gonna get shot. You're gonna get killed, and that like literally almost happens. And I'm like, is that a thing? So anyone who works for law enforcement and anyone that's retired, like, is that a real like thing that you guys worry about? I'm curious.
I think it has become one of those cliches where it's not so much like, like the whole sort of thing is it's my last day on the job. Like, I mean, even like in The Simpsons with the Rainier Wolfcastle movies. The kind of Arnold Schwarzenegger character in
McBain.
Simpsons.
McBain.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So in the McBain movies, he's got a partner called Smitty, and it's his last day on the job.
Yes.
Like that's how much of a cliche that is. And he gets murdered. He gets killed.
How have I never caught that? I've never caught that. I'm embarrassed.
So I think it is something that is such seen as such a kind of cliche. But like I think that despite that, it's really great because he's like such a kind of sharp guy, and he has insight that a lot of these other kind of grandstanding assholes, like the chief's a piece of shit, her partner's a piece of shit, even the other incidental cops are kind of really kind of shitty to him.
His wife is a piece of shit. I'm sorry, she's a fucking piece of shit.
She's a real
when he's like,
him, yeah.
there's like the satisfying part where he tells her to shut up, and she's calling him all day long. She's like, come home. And I get it. She's got psychological problems. But he was like, shut up. And I was like, yes, shut up. Yeah, she did a good job. Yeah, okay. So we can just talk about Robert Duvall for the rest of this.
Absolutely.
He's so good. Like, I just like, he's the most believable character. And like,
he's wonderful.
He reminds me of, this character kind of reminds me in a weird way of my father. Because my father could talk to anybody. And this character can talk to anybody to get what he wants, but not in a bad way. He does it like in a fatherly way.
He does.
And my dad could be like, he could owe $80 at the library, and he would show up and talk to the librarian and walk out of there with a zero balance. And it was like always like, he would be like, hey, I'm gonna go flirt with the librarian. And I was like, oh, so embarrassing. But he would do that, and he had the gift of that. And this character, everything he said, I believed it.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Really, really great stuff. Like, you know, he's really like, he just like, I mean, the one that I really thought of, I mean, there was so many, but whenever he goes into, what's the guy, William or Bill's house and meets his mother, and she's like really kind of overwrought, and then he just dials in on her collection of glass animals, and just like, it's such a wonderful way to like disarm what's happening there and like just kind of like take it down a notch, and it's so, it just feels so masterful, you know. At
the end of the movie where he's trying to disarm William Foster, Michael Douglas's character, by talking about his daughter who passed away, and like the way he talked about it, I was like, holy fucking shit, like, did this actually happen to him in real life? Because I believed it. And at that point, you know, he had nothing to lose by sharing that. Yeah. Because he was quitting, or dying, you know? Yeah. Because it was the last day as a cop. But like, that was like so powerful.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Well written.
It really was.
Good job. Whatever your name is. Sorry, we're so good at this podcast. We're so good.
Okay. So a few other random things I wrote down just about this is that, like, right at the start, there's like, whenever you see him kind of snapping, it flashes to a few different things, one of which is Garfield, and I wrote Garfield would send anyone over the edge.
I don't know.
Breaking point
well, those were a thing. So this is like, it's a stuffy Garfield with like suction cups on all of its its feet, and then people would stick it into their. It's in LA Story too. It's in the back of Harris Telemacher's car. So it's like, it was a thing. It's kind of like baby on board signs, and everyone in the 90s had the Garfield on the back of their window of their car. I don't know why. And now it's like people have Beanie Babies.
Yes, it's true. It's true. They're the modern version of that.
Yeah, it's Beanie Babies.
I had wondered upon watching this whether this was the start of my horn-rimmed glasses fixation. Because I always wanted a pair. I was like, as soon as I like, you know, need glasses, and I probably will at some stage, I will get myself a pair. I now own a pair. I love them. They're great.
Well, okay,
and I wonder,
so my first, I got John Lennon glasses. Those were I was like, I got to pick, and I was like, the circles, and they looked so bad, but I was like, John Lennon wore them, so it's like, that was my frame of reference. But also, like, I just started watching Stranger Things season 1 with Harper, my daughter, and she, my sister had the 80s glasses. I don't know how to even talk. They were like jelly sandals, but for your face, kind of.
Okay.
So
interesting.
Yeah, I'll send you anyways, anyone watch Stranger Things episode 1. You'll know what I'm talking about. But I went the other direction. I was like, no, further back. Go to the 70s and 60s and go for John Lennon. Anyways, so I just have to talk a little bit about like this movie then and this movie watching it now. Hey, Sasha. Or is that...
Yes,
she's got...
it's quite warm here today. So
is it? Well, like, okay. We need to talk about the weather. Okay, because I was just like, it's a hard movie. There's racism in all directions. There's Nazis in all directions. There's, a lot of, like, people got upset about this movie. It also won the Palme d'Or at Cannes.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
That's an odd...
I know. And, like...
the Palme d'Or is so wild anyway, because it's always, like, a different person running the show.
Yeah.
So, like...
Yeah.
Who knows? Yeah, that's interesting, though.
So, yeah, it did for the Palme d'Or at the 1993... But, like, the impact it's had, so, like, the Iron Maiden song, Man on the Edge, is based on this movie. The Foo Fighters music song, music video for their song Walk is inspired by and mimics the movie. In the Simpsons episode entitled Homer's Enemy from 97, the animators say that they designed the character of Frank Grimes to look like Michael Douglas's character in this film. The idea is that the men were fed up and impatient with society. So it's just like all these... this hasn't come up for other movies where it's inspired other artists and it's making its way into, like, IMDb's trivia list, which is where I pull a lot of this stuff from. But, like, I watched this a lot in high school. I watched it now, and it was really hard. It was hard. So I was like, why am I feeling this way? So I went, and I was, like, Googling all the things. And there was so this is from they did a 24th anniversary of the film's release. I don't know why they couldn't wait a year, but whatever. To get to 25, just round up, people. Round it up to 25. Sure. So there's a film critic. Her name's April Wolf of the LA Weekly, and she wrote an article entitled "Hey, White People," this movie remains one of Hollywood's most overt yet morally complex depictions of the modern white victimization narrative, one both adored and reviled by the extreme right. She said, today we might see Defense, which is the main character's name based on his license plate, D/FENS, and the white supremacist as the infighting sides of the far right, only couches racism in code words like thug, while the other wants an outright ethnic cleanse. Ultimately, what both want is to return to their idea of a purer America unburdened by the concerns of minorities and women.
Gross.
Yeah. And this movie is just so full of hate.
Yes, it is. It's like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, like, it's just like, it is so spiky, and like everybody's unpleasant, basically. Like, and like, despite that, it's, it's entertaining. Like you say, I think, and I enjoy, like, I hadn't seen it in 20 years, and at least probably longer, and I like find it's like it's shot well, it's well acted, it's like, especially Duvall, and I also think Michael Douglas does a great job too. It's just like, it
was the favorite movie he's filmed ever. It's his favorite performance.
You know what, as well, it feels like something really distinct. I mean, I can't think of too many other films who are doing something like this, like, for better or for worse, like telling a story about a guy having a breakdown essentially, and just like his trip across town, like you sometimes see versions of this where it's like, a story, like a parable type thing, like a Chaucer's Tale type of thing, somebody like having encounters, but like obviously like a very fucking dark twisted version of that, so it's really interesting. It's just, I don't know, spiky and dark. It really is a fascinating rewatch, having not seen it for a long time.
And just, knowing that it was being filmed while the riots were happening, I think probably there's no way that couldn't affect this film.
Yeah. And
watching it again and having watched, I was aware of the riots. I knew it was happening. But I wasn't living in California, and I was a kid and I didn't understand the depth of all of that. And I watched a documentary not too long ago, and it's like the more information you have, the more fucked up shit looks. So I just think that if you're filming on the Venice Pier and watching your city burn, like that's got to affect the film.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I do have one thing that I really noticed.
Okay.
There's one point where he shoots the phone booth, and behind him there's a giant inflatable butt in the parking lot. Did you see it? And it says Sir Mix-a-Lot on it, and I was like,
incredible.
And it says, Sir Mix-a-Lot. It's this huge fucking ass, and I was like, what year did Baby Got Back come out? And it was like, that was his promo. And so we set it up there, and it really was there, and it made it into the movie. They were like, no one was like, take the butt down.
Hell no, that's incredible. I couldn't believe it. It was fantastic. Like, I love it.
Okay, I have one more. I have one more thing.
Okay.
He's got 2 bags for part of the movie. And I guess that the 2 bags that Bill Foster carries act as metaphors. So the briefcase is his responsible side and like his old life, while the gym bag is filled with guns to represent his turn to disorganization and violence. He had to get the opportunity because there's a man asking him for money or for, food. And he's like, I want one of your bags. I can sell those bags for so much. And he's like, oh, well, you can have one. And he hands him the briefcase, but he could have handed him the one with guns. So that was like him giving up his old life and just being like, fuck it, here I go, kind of thing.
Makes sense.
No one do that. No one, just don't carry around bags of guns.
The last thing I have to say is that, you know what? I could have done with a bit more Barbara Hershey.
Yes.
The Barbara Hershey.
Fuck yes.
You don't get to see her in enough movies, and she's always lovely.
I also
it's always lovely to see her.
So the woman that played Sandra Torres, Rachel Takata.
Yeah, she's awesome.
So good. She was in
like
everything. Total Recall. 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
2 weeks. Okay. Yeah, lots of notes. I just have one more note. I do. Yes.
Okay.
I wrote down, back when you could hire a stripper for a cop retirement cake party at the office.
Yeah, that was another one where I was just like, man, this is all. I like just the kind of like flat faces of all the women in the office were like, yeah, I guess we have to put up with this shit again.
Generally, like, as a woman watching this movie, I was just offended by most things, and it was a bunch of, not to be like, but it was, it's hard. It's hard to watch. Violence against women. Please stop.
Violence against women. Yeah, not chill. Shall we get into our final few seconds? Yeah, she's on one.
Dog's dogging. Yes, let's get to her.
Because we're having a bit of a heat wave at the minute, so I think she's just struggling with it a wee bit. Okay. Anyway, sorry, I'm repeating myself. So, to lose it to fit, who are the best outfits in the movie? It has to be defense.
Yeah. His last outfit.
Going from just 2 psycho outfits, one the white shirt and the tie with horn-rimmed glasses, to a proper military, like the sort of person you're like, oh, you've clothed yourself from military outfit store, and that's the look you've decided on. Very scary and insane.
Yeah.
I also did.
Have you ever been to an Army Navy surplus store?
Oh yeah, okay. I have a few things from them. Yeah. I also wanted to make an honorable mention to the gang member who has his shirt with just the top button done up and the rest of it free flowing. And I'm like, do I need to bring that back?
Oh.
We'll see. I've considered it before.
Ooh, I like where you're going with this.
Right.
What, like a tank top underneath? Whatever you want.
Yeah, you mean like a tank top or a t-shirt? I think the important thing is having the shirt with the bottom of the top done up.
What's the name of... So, speaking of Total Recall, what's the name of the little monster that's in the guy's head? Or in his stomach?
Quado.
Quado. It should be Quado's face.
Yeah, okay.
So you should do the single button at the top and then Quado, and then everybody knows.
Oh, and they have a Quado?
Yeah!
That's interesting.
I know.
Okay. All right, okay.
That's your Halloween costume.
Let me workshop that.
See,
Yeah, that's perfect.
it's already done. It's June. Look at you go.
It's nice. Okay, so Andy's Animal Acting Award for Excellence in Animal Acting is his daughter's dog, both in puppy form and in adult form. A real sweetie and a real troublemaker on that friggin' party table.
Yeah.
Causing trouble. Love it. That's the kind of action I like to see dogs do.
I love
Just, like,
dogs on
getting into
tables.
it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. So Beth, when it comes to falling down, would you revisit, remember, refuse, or redo?
I said refuse.
Ooh,
I don't hit
I
this
understand
button
that.
very often, but like I was like, what does this do? What purpose does this serve for us right now, at least?
Sure.
And it doesn't serve any purpose other than to cause more or like give people more reason to pull apart from each other.
Yes.
And I feel like if there was something, you know, like American History X, like you learned something from that. I don't know, like, and that has impact in a very different way that is more healing, even though it's a hard movie. So it's like, for me, like, this doesn't help us right now. This art doesn't help us right now.
That's fair. That's very fair. I think, I totally understand that. I was with a remember where I was like, you know, it was. I rewatched it. I think it's entertaining, and there is some really great stuff in there. But I agree, it does feel very odd watching it in this current time.
Yeah.
Also, especially since so many of the kind of awful things are still in effect, if not like significantly worse. So it's just tough. Like, it's tough to like kind of process that all and go, oh no,
Yeah.
this movie was 32 years ago. It's grim. But you know, a very well made movie, some wonderful stuff in there, particularly Robert Duvall.
Yes.
You know, but yeah, I wouldn't be in a hurry to revisit it for any of you at home.
Which is weird, because like over and over and over in high school, and I was like, you know, I didn't think a thing about it.
Same here.
Yeah.
Same here. I watched it loads, so I totally get it. It was just like, well, it's a fun action movie, and now it's like, it's
painful.
Very different. Yeah. Okay, let's change energy a little bit, and we'll talk about what has been bringing you joy this week.
I have 3 things.
Okay.
Because, you know, I know I'm working on this.
Shot.
There's a bird. Hi. Okay. He just flew up and said hi. Okay. So much with me and my animal fun and my new nickname. So we have a baby Cooper's hawk in our backyard. And it's hanging out every morning. Its fur, it's like, all of its feathers haven't grown in. Like, its adult feathers haven't come in. And it's just kind of like, I'm putting water and worms out for it. And it comes every morning, and it just like, it's like balefully like crying. And like, I think it wants its mama, but its mama's like, get the fuck out of here. You're a predator. Go prey on things. And it's like,
they're kitties.
I think it's a little vegan. I don't know. He's not eating the worms, but it's in the backyard every morning, and it walked up to the back door yesterday and was just like, hey, and I was like,
is it big?
I mean, yeah, it's, you know, it's not like a red tail hawk. Those are like, it's not big enough that I worry about the dog. No. But it's hanging out, and that's fun. We have a bearded dragon. Her name is Elfie. I love her more and more every day. She brings me so much fucking joy. I don't know if you heard me, but I was feeding her roaches. We just had a break, and I had to run to the restroom, but it's like also her like roach feeding time, and it's my job to feed her bugs. So she eats them, and she's such a predator, and she like is getting so fat so quickly. So Harper got her a leash. This is the thing. Were you at the flea market when we saw the lady with the beard? Okay, so we got a leash, and it's got a backpack attachment and a butterfly wing attachment and a dragon wing attachment. So you can stick those on. And she just... So yesterday, they were like, I was like, can you take the dog for a walk in the evening? Because I'm making dinner. And they were like, yeah, can we take Elfie? And I was like, yes. So they were like walking around the neighborhood with the lizard on Harper's shoulder and the dog. And like everyone was like, is that so they met all the neighbors, and it's just like bringing the community together. I know. I was like, I think we need a bird backpack too. And then we can take all the animals out for walks and like start charging people money. So that brought me joy. And then I think you're going to dig this because you were talking about space and like how into space you are. You probably heard of this already, but we just started it. It's this podcast. Thank you, Becca, for your recommendation. It's called Midnight Burger.
Okay.
Have you heard of it?
I haven't.
Okay. So it's like in Christmas Story when he's like listening to the Little Orphan Annie radio spot and there was like, this is like before television. It's hearkening back to that time where they're telling a story and you're listening. And it's not real, it's fictional. So you're hearing the actors talk and you're hearing the story happen around you. And it's great. I highly recommend. It's like a thing now.
Cool.
It's becoming a thing and people are like starting to create like fan art. So I highly recommend for those that drive in cars and or do things like start getting out of just like listen to us first, always, but give Midnight Burger a chance. And this is kind of like a new art form, a new old art form that's coming back, and I think it's really cool.
Love it. Okay, very cool.
So yeah, and it has to do with space and like dimensions and
yeah, it does sound cool.
dark matter and all those things. And they say fuck, so
nice.
yay! It's all the things.
Okay.
I know, right? Okay, what about you? What's bringing you joy?
Okay, so something that I have been not really that interested in, and my friend kind of put me onto it and told me to like watch a few episodes of it. He like put a few episodes on. Was Murderbot?
I've heard of it. I've heard of it.
Really enjoying it. It's like I was a wee bit worried about the tone because I thought it might be like really kind of smug. Basically, it's about this like AI, this robot, the security bot who like hacks its its governor module, which like controls it essentially,
Is it
and it becomes
Sarsgaard?
Yeah.
Okay.
And like, but it's like him, and like I thought it was going to be like more serious than it is, but it's like quite comedic, and it's basically him looking after these researchers on this kind of like planet. But it's really good. It's like each episode is only about 30 minutes, and if even that 20 minutes, more like it, and it's just nice and punchy and kind of like it's been a nice kind of tonic because I've been watching a lot of like longer stuff. And I'm surprised at how much I'm enjoying it.
Good.
It's very good, and he's great in it. So yeah, well worth a watch.
Whatever.
I just hated the name.
Yeah.
I hated the name.
Murderbot.
But like I understand why it's called Murderbot now, and it's quite good.
Why do you think it's a bad name? I think it's a great name.
I just thought it sounded like edgy. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, Murderbot, so edgy, but it's not that. It is kind of tongue in cheek in some fun ways.
I see.
You know,
because he's not.
He's not really well. I'll let you be the judge.
Let's start calling you Murderbot.
Oh, please. God, my dream. Okay, so next week, folks, we are looking at Wet Hot American Summer. Our last movie in our summer season. It'll be a nice return to form. It's a way more comedic. It's a nice light one. My dog is barking at me, so it's go time.
Gotta go.
Beth, can you tell everyone where they can find us?
Find us at movietestofTime.com or wherever you find or you know what, just Google, it's a thing, just Movie Test of Time, and you will find all the things that we're doing because we're everywhere.
Hell yeah.
Everywhere you want to be.
Nice. All right, folks. In that case, we've reached the end of this week's episode, and as always, we'd like to say goodbye to our defeated and determined fans. Bye.
Love you. Bye. 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 Bye.
Bye.